The woman who destroyed a family for money was about to lose her mind in prison. Would Jordan survive the poison that was killing him from inside? Or would Naomi lose the only family she had left? This is the ending that will make you cry at the end. Let's watch it together, but first, please subscribe to my channel. The hospital room was quiet, except for the beeping of machines keeping Jordan alive. Naomi sat in the chair next to his bed, holding his cold hand. She had been there for 3 days without sleeping. "Please wake up," she whispered for the 100th time. "Please don't leave me alone again." Jordan looked so pale and thin. The poison Mrs. Chen had given him for months had damaged his heart, his liver, and his kidneys. The doctors said there was almost no hope. Dr. Faith walked into the room, with test results in her hands. She was young and kind, with gentle eyes that always looked sad when she saw Jordan. "Any change?" Dr. Faith asked softly. Naomi shook her head, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Nothing. He's been like this for 3 days." Dr. Faith checked Jordan's machines and wrote notes on her chart, but Naomi could see the worry in her eyes. "Doctor, please tell me the truth. Is my brother going to die?" Dr. Faith sat down next to Naomi. "The poison Mrs. Chen used is very rare. We're still trying to find an antidote, but—" She paused. "Naomi, Jordan's organs are very damaged. Even if we find the right medicine, we don't know if his body can recover." "How long has she been giving him poison?" "From the tests, it looks like months, maybe even a year. She was killing him slowly." Naomi felt angry and heartbroken at the same time. That evil woman. She took everything from us. Our parents, our childhood, and now she's taking Jordan too. Dr. Faith touched Naomi's shoulder. "Don't give up hope. Sometimes, love can work miracles." After Dr. Faith left, Naomi looked at her brother's peaceful face. "Jordan, I know you can hear me. I need you to fight. I spent 18 years thinking you were dead. I can't lose you again now that I found you." But Jordan didn't move. While Jordan was fighting for his life, Naomi had another battle to fight. She had to save his business from the people Mrs. Chen had placed there to steal money. Even though Naomi had never been to school properly, she was smart. She could see things others missed. Living on the streets had taught her how to read people and spot lies. She walked into Jordan's big office building wearing simple clothes. The fancy employees looked at her like she didn't belong there. "Excuse me," said a man in an expensive suit. "This is a private building. Are you lost?" "I'm Naomi Chen, Jordan's sister. I'm here to run his business while he recovers." The man laughed. "You? Run this company? Do you even know how to read?" Naomi looked him straight in the eyes. "I know how to read people, and I can read that you're one of Mrs. Chen's friends who's been stealing from my brother." The man's face went white. Over the next few days, Naomi discovered that Mrs. Chen had placed 5 of her friends in important jobs at Jordan's company. They had been stealing money and making bad deals that hurt the business. But there was one honest person, a clerk named Michelle, who had been trying to report the stealing for months. No one had listened to him because he was just a low-level employee. "Miss Naomi," Michelle said nervously, "I have proof of everything they've been doing. But I was scared to speak up because Mrs. Chen threatened to fire me." Naomi looked through Michelle's files. He had been keeping records of every theft, every bad deal, every lie. He was smart, honest, and brave. "Michelle, from now on, you're my assistant. We're going to clean up this company together." Michelle smiled for the first time in months. "Really? You trust me?" "I trust people who do the right thing even when it's hard." Working together, Naomi and Michelle fired all of Mrs. Chen's friends and recovered most of the stolen money. The company started making profit again, and slowly, Naomi and Michelle started to care about each other. He admired her strength and intelligence. She appreciated his honesty and kindness. Meanwhile, in the women's prison across the city, Mrs. Chen sat in her small cell. She had been sentenced to life in prison for murdering Jordan's parents and Esther, and for trying to murder Jordan. The prison guards told her she had a visitor. Mrs. Chen thought maybe it was a lawyer who could help her get out of prison. But when she walked into the visiting room, she saw Naomi. Mrs. Chen sat down across from her victim, separated by thick glass. She had to talk through a phone. "Naomi," Mrs. Chen said, "I knew you would come. I came to ask you one question. Why? Why did you destroy our family?" Mrs. Chen's eyes were cold and empty. "Because I deserved better. I worked for your parents for years and they treated me like a servant." "You were a servant. That was your job. I should have been family. I should have been rich. I gave them the best years of my life." Naomi stared at this woman who had caused so much pain. "You killed our parents. You lied to Jordan for 18 years. You poisoned him. You destroyed Esther. And for what? Money?" "Money is everything," Mrs. Chen said. "Without money, you're nothing. Look at you. You lived on the streets like an animal." "I lived on the streets, but I never killed anyone. I was poor, but I was never evil." Mrs. Chen leaned forward. "How is Jordan? Is he dead yet?" Naomi felt sick. This woman had no heart at all. "He's fighting for his life, because of you." "Good. If I can't have his money, then no one should." Naomi stood up to leave. "You know what the saddest part is? You had everything you needed. A job, a home, people who trusted you, but your greed destroyed it all. Now you have nothing, and you'll die with nothing." "Wait," Mrs. Chen called out. I'm sorry, I made mistakes." Naomi turned back. "Now you're sorry? After our parents are dead? After Jordan is dying? After Esther is gone? It's too late for sorry. Please, help me get out of here. I'll give you everything. You have nothing left to give. And even if you did, I wouldn't take it, because I'm nothing like you." Naomi walked away, leaving Mrs. Chen alone with her guilt and regret. Back at the hospital, Jordan had been in a coma for 2 weeks. The doctors had tried everything, but nothing worked. Dr. Faith spent extra time with him every day, checking his progress and talking to him even though he couldn't respond. "I don't understand," Dr. Faith told her supervisor. "His body should be responding to treatment by now. Sometimes," the older doctor said sadly, "the damage is just too much." That night, Naomi sat beside Jordan's bed, more tired and sad than she had ever been. "Jordan, I don't know what to do anymore. The doctors say you might never wake up. I've been alone for so long, and just when I found you, I'm losing you again." She put her head down on his bed and cried. "I wandered the streets for 18 years, hungry and cold and scared, but I survived because I hoped that someday I would find you. Now you're leaving me in this cruel world again, and I don't know if I can be strong anymore." Her tears fell on Jordan's hand. "Please don't go. Please don't leave me alone. I need my big brother. I need you to teach me how to run your business. I need you to walk me down the aisle when I get married. I need you to meet your nephews and nieces someday. I need you to be happy and healthy and alive." She squeezed his hand tighter. "I love you, Jordan. I never stopped loving you, even when you threw me out of your house, even when you called me a street rat, even when you chose Mrs. Chen over me, because you're my brother and family forgives family." Something amazing happened then. Jordan's fingers moved. At first, Naomi thought she imagined it, but then his fingers squeezed her hand back. "Jordan," she screamed. "Nurse, doctor, he's waking up." Dr. Faith came running into the room just as Jordan's eyes slowly opened. "Naomi," Jordan whispered, his voice weak and scratchy. "I'm here. I'm right here." "Are you real, or am I dreaming?" "I'm real. And I'm never leaving you again." Dr. Faith checked Jordan's eyes with a flashlight. His pupils responded normally. She checked his heart rate and blood pressure. Everything was improving. "This is impossible," she whispered. "His organs were shutting down yesterday. Today they're healing." "Is he going to be okay?" Naomi asked. Dr. Faith smiled with tears in her eyes. "I think your brother just experienced a miracle." Jordan tried to sit up, but he was too weak. "How long was I asleep?" 2 weeks, Naomi said. 2 weeks. What happened to the business? What happened to Mrs. Chen? What happened to— Shh, Naomi said gently. Everything is okay. Mrs. Chen is in prison for life. The business is safe, and you're alive. That's all that matters. Jordan looked at his sister with wonder. Even after everything he had put her through, she had stayed by his side and protected everything he cared about. Dr. Faith watched them with a warm feeling in her heart. She had taken care of many patients, but she had never seen love like this between siblings. Over the next month, Jordan slowly got stronger. Dr. Faith was with him every day, helping him walk, eat, and regain his strength. And every day, Jordan looked forward to seeing her kind smile and gentle hands. "Dr. Faith," Jordan said one afternoon, "can I ask you something personal?" "Of course." "Why did you spend so much extra time taking care of me? You have other patients." Dr. Faith blushed. Because I wanted you to get better." "Just professionally?" She looked down. "No, not just professionally." Jordan smiled. "Good, because I was hoping you might want to have dinner with me when I get out of the hospital." "I would love that." Finally, the day came for Jordan to leave the hospital. Dr. Faith had signed his discharge papers, and Naomi was helping him pack his things. "I can't wait to go home and sleep in my own bed," Jordan said. "Actually," Naomi said with a mysterious smile, "there's something you need to see first." "What?" "It's a surprise, but we need to go outside." Jordan was confused, but he trusted his sister. They walked to the hospital elevator and went down to the main floor. When the elevator doors opened, Jordan couldn't believe what he saw. The entire hospital lobby was packed with people, hundreds and hundreds of people, all holding signs and flowers and balloons. When they saw Jordan, they all started cheering and clapping. "Welcome home, Mr. Jordan." "Thank you for saving us." "God bless you and Miss Naomi." Jordan was completely confused. "Naomi, who are all these people?" Naomi's eyes filled with happy tears. "These are the people I helped with your $2 million. A little girl ran up to Jordan and hugged his legs. "Mr. Jordan, Miss Naomi gave my family a house. Now I don't have to sleep outside anymore." An old man shook Jordan's hand. "Miss Naomi used your money to start a shelter for old people like me. She saved my life." A woman with 3 children said, "Miss Naomi helped me start a small business selling food. Now I can feed my children every day." Jordan looked around at all these faces, people who had been homeless, hungry, forgotten, people just like his sister had been. "Naomi," he whispered, "what did you do?" "I did what you would have done if you knew the truth. I helped people who needed it." Jordan felt overwhelmed with emotion. While he had been angry at his sister for stealing his money, she had been using it to save lives. While he had been calling her a thief, she had been acting like an angel. "You're amazing," he told her. "I'm so proud to be your brother." The crowd stayed until Jordan and Naomi got in their car. As they drove away, people were still waving and cheering. "Jordan," Naomi said, "there's something else." "What now?" "Michel, the clerk who helped me with the business. He asked me to marry him." Jordan smiled. "And?" "I said yes, but only if you approve. You're my family and your opinion matters to me. If he makes you happy and treats you well, then I approve completely." "He does. He's kind and honest and smart. He reminds me of you." Jordan laughed. "Well, if he reminds you of me, he must be pretty great." 6 months later, the most beautiful double wedding in Lagos took place. Jordan married Dr. Faith, and Naomi married Michelle. They had the ceremony at the same hotel where Jordan's first wedding was supposed to happen. But this time, it was filled with love instead of lies. The church was packed with people from all walks of life. Rich business partners sat next to former homeless people. Doctors sat next to street vendors. Everyone who had been touched by Jordan and Naomi's story was there to celebrate. When it was time for the brides to walk down the aisle, something special happened. Jordan walked Naomi down the aisle first, giving her away to Michelle. Then Naomi walked Jordan down the aisle, giving him away to Dr. Faith. "Today," the priest said, "we're not just witnessing 2 weddings. We're witnessing the power of forgiveness, the strength of love, and the miracle of family." After the ceremony, Jordan and Naomi took a moment alone together. "I have something for you," Jordan said. He handed her a legal document. "What is this?" "It's the papers making you my equal partner in everything. The business, the houses, the investments. Everything our parents left us, we'll share equally." "Jordan, I don't need." "Yes, you do. Not because you want money, but because it's right. We're family, real family, and family shares everything." Naomi hugged her brother tightly. "I love you." "I love you too." Later that evening, Jordan and Naomi drove to the cemetery where their parents were buried. They were still in their wedding clothes, but they wanted to share this moment with their mother and father. They knelt down in front of the gravestone that read, "Beloved parents, taken too soon." "Mama, Papa," Naomi said softly. "We found each other again." "We know the truth now," Jordan added. "We know how much you loved us, and we know you're proud of us." "Mrs. Chen tried to destroy our family," Naomi continued, "but love is stronger than hate, truth is stronger than lies, and family is stronger than money." Jordan placed flowers on their parents' grave. "We promise to take care of each other. We promise to help people who need it, and we promise to never let anyone tear us apart again." As they stood to leave, Naomi took Jordan's hand. "Do you ever think about Esther?" she asked. "Every day. She saved my life, and I'll never forget that. She chose love over money at the end. That took courage." "Yes, it did. That's why we built the memorial for her, so people remember that it's never too late to choose love." They walked back to their car, ready to start their new lives as a complete family. Meanwhile, in the prison psychiatric ward, Mrs. Chen sat rocking back and forth in her small white room. The doctors said she had lost her mind from guilt and regret. "I deserve the money," she mumbled to herself. "I worked for it. I planned for it. Where is my money?" A prison guard walked by her cell. "Mrs. Chen, you have no money. You have nothing." "No," she screamed. "I'm rich. I'm important. I have everything." But when she looked around, all she saw were white walls and a small bed. No beautiful house, no fancy clothes, no expensive jewelry, nothing. "Jordan," she called out. "Naomi, come back. I'm sorry. I'll give you everything." But no one came. No one visited her. No one cared about her anymore. The guard shook his head sadly. "She asks for forgiveness every day, but it's too late. She destroyed too many lives." Mrs. Chen spent her days crying and begging for forgiveness from people who weren't there. She had traded love for greed, family for money, and peace for power. Now she had nothing but memories of the pain she had caused. 5 years later, Jordan and Naomi's business had become the most successful company in Nigeria. But it wasn't just successful because it made money. It was successful because it helped people. They hired former homeless people and taught them job skills. They built shelters and schools and hospitals. They made sure no child in their city went hungry or cold. Jordan and DeFaith had 2 beautiful children who called Naomi aunt and loved her like a second mother. Naomi and Michelle had started their own family too, and their children grew up knowing they were part of something bigger than themselves. Every year on the anniversary of their parents' death, the whole family visited the cemetery together. They told stories about love conquering hate, about truth defeating lies, and about family being stronger than anything. And in the prison, Mrs. Chen still sat alone, asking for forgiveness that would never come, surrounded by the emptiness that greed had brought her. The street girl who crashed a wedding to steal food had found something more valuable than money. She had found her family, and family, as it turned out, was worth everything. Sometimes the person who seems to have nothing has everything that matters. Sometimes the person who seems to have everything has nothing at all. This is the story of Naomi and Jordan, proof that love always finds a way, family never gives up, and miracles happen when hearts choose forgiveness over revenge. Comment below. Family forever, if this story touched your heart. And don't forget to subscribe for more emotional stories that will make you believe in the power of love.